Hello, guys. Welcome back. How are you? We are your casters. Hey, I'm Quack, and of course, this is. She loves to do finger guns. Ray
Really?
Rachu.
Wait, what?
You do it
Is that
at
a
the end
thing?
of
I
every
don't notice.
commercial break.
Really?
We'll be right
Am I getting
back.
judged? Oh my god, you're right. I would do
No, no,
that.
no. It's
You
awesome though.
guys.
It's a trademark Ray Rachu thing. But yeah, always with the hand gestures. I love it. But we are back, and it's of course the FSL Valorant Open, first uh, Open of the circuit for the year 2021. We just saw AE Celeste, crazy game, and we are still in the upper brackets, which means, you know what? You know it. We're going back at it with AE Celeste, and they're playing against a Team Mad Army up next. The map is going to be Ascent, and Celeste picked the maps and the side. So they picked Ascent and Defense. Meanwhile, Mad Army, they banned the maps, and I believe they, I can't remember what they banned
They
actually.
banned Icebox from one of them. I
Oh,
think. Yeah, I think Icebox was one of the bans. Icebox and was it Bind? I can't
something like that.
remember.
But, the fact that Celeste picked Ascent and Defense again, we saw
Mhm.
them play this yesterday, and I mean,
Mhm.
it's Celeste. It's
Yeah.
just
I agree. I mean, there's not much that we can say about Celeste that hasn't already been said. Just very well-rounded team overall. They're great at attacking. They move so fast, and that sort of great communication also really helps them in those defensive rounds. You see sometimes with the
the
aggressive
teamwork,
push.
yeah.
Teamwork, making that dream work. But Mad Army, I think this is our first time seeing them this weekend. However, we've definitely been seeing a lot of this team in the FSL. Plus, if you guys are longtime fans of the FSL Valorant Opens, you guys would recognize some of the members on their team. Muffin and Yoki, for example, they've actually previously won
Hmm.
FSL. I think it was season 2 when they were on Seven Sins. I think a lot of people in the chat, you're gonna recognize that Celeste versus Seven Sins rivalry. So this time around, Muffin and Yoki are playing for Mad Armies. You can't expect, just checking out that 2v5. Just, I mean, you kind of think that they're going to be competitive, but then in all chat, the girls are all smiles. They're all like, good luck, have fun. There's a lot of, wholesome feelings going on. It's always
Super
nice to
wholesome.
see.
I love it. But I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Uh, I don't have a word to quite describe Mad Army's playstyle yet. This is the first time they're playing together as a roster because, of
Mm-hmm.
course, Muffin and Yoki, they played the Seven Sins before. This time it's a whole new team. It's going to be interesting to see how they play. Same players but different team. It's definitely going to be a slightly different play style. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Celeste, like we've said it a lot of times, but I have just one word, and that is aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's gonna be a Neri, it's gonna be a Yumi. They are entry fragging, they're getting those first bloods, they're flying all over the place, and this time Tarathiel is on Raze. We'd love to see her flying all over the place. And of course, if you want to play as aggressive as these Alter Ego Celeste girls, you need to have an Intel processor. That's right. An Intel processor is going to give you those sweet 100 plus frames that you need to work with your 100 plus hertz monitor. And of course, we are also supported by, we got a new sponsor, it's Tokenize Exchange. And we're also supported by Yahoo as well as the SG Esports Association.
Yep, and with that, guys, we are into our first round of Alter Ego Celeste going up against Mad Army. We've already made it 5v4,
Oh, this is
actually.
interesting.
Sova has been dropped really early on. So, enemy Sova actually still sticking around in boat house, but meanwhile, the rest of both of these teams have rotated around mid as well as A.
Ooh. Oh, they didn't know Tarathiel was in the corner. And Naneri, now they're taking this double fight onto Jamil, and there's nothing that she could do about it unless she gets 2 sweet flicks back to back. Now Muffin trying to stop the Boombot from chasing her. They know where she is now. It's still a 1v2. It's not impossible for her to win this fight, but she needs to land her shots.
Yep, for sure. And talking about shots, it's going to be a 1v1 versus the Raze. There's that dash coming out,
She
still
does.
round the wall. Going to have a long sight
Nice.
down there
30
and does
seconds
pick
left.
up that pistol shot versus Aneri. Not many girls, in this league is going to win that 1v1 pistol. But here's the footsteps right now. It's going to be Iceberg versus Muffin. It's a matchup that we've seen kind of as old as time in the FSL. Just a lot of these girls, big names. There's that spike that's going to go down pretty out in the open here on the B side. They do hear it coming in through B main though. Oh!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What just happened right there? Iceberg 200 IQ. You're like, why is she taking out her bow? Because at that point, you're like, wait, the Jet could have retreated to Boathouse. There were so many options where she could be, but she knew exactly that Jet was going to be in that spot. And at that point, she saw her. She had her bow out already. She had no choice, so she just let it slip and pick that one up. But wow, that exchange. I mean, round 1. And this is already happening. I cannot wait to see the rest of this game.
Iceberg, that was a masterful tactical play.
Muffin, they were both shocked, right?
They
Muffin
were.
jumped out and was like,
yeah.
oh my god. And then Iceberg was like, oh crap,
God.
I've got my bow on. She's like, you know what, just bow to the face.
I think it was actually, it was done on purpose. The fact that she had her bow out and she shot it into that corner.
Where the bomb was.
She was running just full force head on. She knew that Muffin would peek because of the footsteps. So she just shot that shock dart to pretty much secure the fight.
Wait.
But right now it's again another Bucky play.
Bucky at that range, that was not fair. Okay, she gets punished for that, but she did pick up the Muffin at the start of that round. But at that range, come on. Nerf, please. Come on. 3v1.
Oh,
now.
no.
They're waiting for her here. And that crosshair placement, the thing is, so if you're using like a shotgun, you got Shorty, you've got Judge, the crosshair actually becomes round. As you can see on your screen, the observer just kindly showing us that Judge crosshair, Bucky also. It's round. You kind of can place it just perfectly over on top of a hit. That's exactly what she did. The second she saw that head, it was just bang on the money. Left click, boom, easy.
It's visual estimation of how wide the spread's going to be. But viewers at home, if you're hearing whining in the background while Rayrachu's talking, that's the sound of me crying because of these Bucky and Judge plays. What is happening? Now the double Bucky setup over by A main.
This is my dream come true. Yeah, and they're actually positioned so aggressively in the entranceway. A lot of times if you're holding short like this, you actually have one on top of the box on the left and then you have one on the right. You don't actually aim like this. Is really aggressive. She's gonna make it work. She does take a pot shot in return for her trouble, however. So that's gonna be 21 damage. Not all that much. 35 in terms of full armor.
Actually so ingenious though to hold the A main entrance with a shotgun, because if anyone tries to peek it, unless they are that quick and they get the perfect wide peek, the perfect headshot onto you, your shotgun is more than likely to do more damage than a rifle at that range.
Yeah, and that's also a really good spot for, if you know that the enemy team actually likes to rush A main, Judge is a perfect option because you can actually get 3 or 4 shots off just if you push out into the entranceway. So it's going to be a 4-man push through Market, through that smoke though. So Margot going to pick up Muffin, very nicely done. Does get the return killed by Yoki, however. So we are still in a 4v4. And Neri catching out Yoki with that spike over at Market. It's going to signal that the spike is down over in mid, but Neri gets that ultimate point with that. She sends a couple of heads. She's down to about 3 or 4 right now. Gets that reset headshot and Neri picking up Yamril, Tarathiel picking up Babies. That's gonna close this one out. 3-0 already.
That's just Tarathiel and Inari, sisters in arms. The perfect play. They were playing off of Inari's main contact. The fact that she had updrafted up into the air, it just meant that Yamril or whoever it was that was in B main, they have no choice but to try and get Inari down, because if not, her knives would have done the damage. At the same time, because they were looking up in the air, it allowed for Tarathiel to come up with the perfect peak, easy shots, and just AE Celeste right now, 3-0. Mad Army are back on pistols.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of comments in the chat. They're saying like, nerf Bucky, broken guy.
It is. I mean, Riot, you gotta nerf the Buckies. They're too strong.
We were saying during the break, right? Instead of the map ban, they should just have like gun ban, and they're like, you know what? No Bucky this game. We don't want to deal with it.
It's not even Bucky this round.
With the rifle, I mean, just showing that straight up rifle versus pistol. I mean, sure, there's that gun difference, but Alter Ego Celeste, they're not just cheese. They're a very solid team. They can pretty much play any strat in the book. and they can make it look easy. They can make it work. Also, another thing I want to point out is that, you know, in FSL, kind of the reason why we don't really see agents such as Astra, as Sky, as Yoru so much is that a lot of these teams, they play repeatedly in the FSL. They play with the same girls for a long time, and they know what compositions work for them. So we actually very rarely see agents being swapped around between the members on a team. However, Celeste, you know, we saw last time, you know, Tarathiel, when she was made to play that Sage, and Neri playing the Raze. Like, they have just so much flexibility in terms of style, in terms of agent selection, in terms of gun.
Yeah, I think it's partially due to the fact that different agents work better on different maps, so they have specific compositions for the maps that they play. So on Ascent, it's going to be this composition. On Split, it's going to be a Neri with the Raze instead. But right now, Muffin had a perfect shot. They've decided to go committed into this A site. Beautiful smokes and slow orbs to slow them down, but Muffin is right underneath Hell. And it's going to be a little bit tough for AE Celeste to find. Wait, she actually got a wall bang from Heaven into Hell. Muffin died, and she has no idea what hit her. They know that the remaining two players are over by Heaven right now, but the Showstopper comes into play. It's going to be a trade. It allows for Ayumi to come out swinging, and it's a double kill. They don't even get the spike down. What is this hyper-aggression from AE Celeste? Time and time after again, they're just so fast, so strong. They don't even care. It's unstoppable.
This is actually ridiculous from the squad of AE Celeste. You're saying that Ayumi, she's playing the Sage this time. She's usually the player on the team that kind of gets made to play Sage. The thing that I liked about the last game that we saw when they were playing versus Femel was that, you know, she played Jett that time because Inari wanted to play Raze, and she was just able to show up. I think she was second top frag on her team. So, you know, she's Sage. The faster you get those kills, the faster you actually stack at your res, and that was a sweet shot from Inari over outside B main with that operator. Of course, we've been saying, you know, Split, you get those ops, and there are so many good spots on this map. So to utilize the operator, she's gonna make it 2 actually. Picks up Yoki, and instantly it's gonna be a 2v4 situation. There's still a minute left on the clock, so Mad Army have the option of rotating to a different side, but they don't even have the spike, and Neri spots out Yamroll down that long CT line of sight, is able to pick up that easy 3k. And that's the thing, when you're a good operator player, you know, that gun costs 5k. Oh, there's that bro play where Ayumi just picked up that gun and dropped it for in the area, and they're like, you know, they meet up at the start of the round. But when you're a good operator player, because your gun is so expensive and you get kills, you're pretty much counting in your head, because every kill is 200 credits. You're pretty much counting, okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, and you're just trying to make back the amount of money that gun costs, and she's doing it for sure. She's rolling in the dough.
The dough is definitely in. I mean, even if she dies, her teammates can buy back for her. And she makes her shots count. She's going in for a peek again. Doesn't need to dash away. Still has it if she needs to get out of there for free. She's wanting the peek to come out from the enemy Sova. Just, oh my God.
That's such good restraint, because she actually only has an op and a pistol, so she's invested in that sheriff. So she actually saw the drone and she was like, okay, I don't really have a good gun that can take down the drone. I'm just going to keep holding that firing position, because the drone's not going to do any damage. It's just going for recon, right? So she was just holding that spot, waiting for Silva to peek. And patience paying off right here. Ayumi getting Yoki off of the outside. It's kind of what happens, you know, use your drone. You're a bit vulnerable because it takes you a couple of seconds. You need to operate that drone as well. And if you do that through a main, they knew that she was going to be there, and they just kind of went for the flank, pincered her in to pick that one up. 7-0 is the scoreline right now for Alter Ego Celeste.
I mean, that duel between Inari and Yoki. I mean, yeah, she could have shot the drone down with her off, but just the fact that she kept on staring Yoki down, wanting her to peek, it's a challenge. She wants Yoki to fight her, and she wants to pick up that kill. This is so aggressive right now. It's issuing. She's throwing the hat in the ring. Hey, Mad Army, come at me. Come at me, girl. And right now, it's going to be the full commit onto B side. The spike has been dropped, and Inari's just going in with knives non-stop. She's going in again. She gets babies down. She might have missed the right click on her knives, but her teammates are there to back her up. It's 8 and 0.
And it's just such a good aggressive play coming out from Alter Ego Celeste. You know, we're saying this team, they can play fast, they can play slow. They knew that Mad Army, they tried to switch it up, right? Mad Army tried to go for that full team bum rush through main at that point. So Celeste, once they realized, oh, it's all 5 members here, they just got a couple of kills and then they just ran the rest of their team straight out, push aggressively on defense instead. So I like that Mad Army, you know, they're trying to switch things up. They're trying to make some different plays happen, but it's just not quite enough just yet. Muffin this time with that really good boosted spot over at the top. There's a shotgun shot's gonna come out. Margot does pick up a Yam roll actually over at mid. So the drone, they're actually gonna use that op shot for that.
Oh!
From downtown, Muffin picks up Terrafiel over at Heaven. Was that through the smoke?
Yeah. They wanted to pick up the spike, but she saw the little body.
No way! You can wallbang Sage Wall too on Operator. Is she gonna try that? Okay, so they just straight up shoot that Sage Wall down. The thing that I really love is when you actually wallbang through Sage Wall, because I mean on an Operator it's such a high penetration gun that there is room for you to go for the Sage Wall wallbang with that, but they don't even need it. That op shot through the smoke, as we were saying earlier, just because on an Operator you don't necessarily need to hit shot. If you have like a general idea of where in the smoke they are, you can just kind of fire it for those body shots. Also, because the smoke is down, it's not as if they're going to push through and punish you for the slow reload or the recoil timing. So that was nice. I mean, it was more than nice.
That was more than nice. That was okay, all right?
Just
AE
okay.
Celeste, yeah, just okay.
Just
you know,
an okay team.
Mad Army, they were on pistol, so that was fine. Let's get that round to them. But this time, Muffin bought up an Operator, and then she just died to an area from Markets. They're trying so hard. They're not giving up, and that's the thing that I love about Mad Army right now. They want to take these fights head on, and they're winning this time around. But Inari has something to say about that. Could somebody stop this girl, please? She's going again with the Sheriffs. She connects one body shot, and Iceberg will finish the rest. And it's a 10-0.
The tracking on that jump, too, when the Omen was jumping and Inari was just like, just target practice all day. Pick that one up, swap to the Sheriff as well for that double kill. Whew. I mean, the thing that I like that we see from Aces, I mean, well, a lot of things. But one thing in particular that I do like is that pretty much each time you see this team, they've gotten better. We have the privilege of watching this team play in FSL Valor Open every month, but these girls, I mean, they got picked up by Alter Ego earlier this month. They play in a whole lot of other tournaments besides FSL, playing a lot of other Southeast Asian competitive tourneys. A bunch of these girls also, they came over from CSGO, they got a lot of experience, but every time we see them, they've somehow stepped it up yet again.
Always. They're gaining XP, they're leveling up, and this time Muffin has to drop on the Neri. This is great. They will be able to get the control over a site. Let's see how they respond to this. Ayumi, I think she heard a drop, a little footstep from the Cypher player by mid, and Jamil is the one who falls.
Yeah,
Yoki does get Iceberg though.
Yeah, they definitely put her on catwalk, and nice shooting from Margot. Is gonna pick up Baby TZ over by the boxes towards Heaven. Ayumi, oh, there's a jet waiting through the smoke. A nice pickup from Muffin. Knew that Ayumi was there. They actually went for the long way around because Ayumi heard the footsteps come around Cat, so that was where she was looking. So very nice to go for that old bait and switch right there, Muffin right now over in Hell. 3v2. Terrafiel doesn't take Yamroll out, but gets taken out by Yoki. So very nicely done from the squad of Mad Army over on the attacking side. This is exactly the win that they needed before going into the swap.
Amazing. Mad Army. They might have lost 10 rounds in a row. If you're in their shoes, it's, I mean, demoralizing. You're kind of clueless. How do we attack a site? The answer to that is just sheer perseverance. They're not giving up, and they're still taking these fights head on. And Muffin comes out winning. Muffin, she's the queen, and she just reacts so quickly. The moment the smoke dissipates, she flicks, she gets the shot, she gets the spray. And right now, AE Celeste are trying to fight back this. Oh, that's a nice dash. The Paranoia comes through as well, flushing Inari off of the site, and she has no choice but to fall back. But Terrafiel is there, and she's ready as well. Babies. Oh no.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no, that's not what you want to have happen if you're a Phoenix, but Yoki's still alive. She still has 30 points of health, and she still has a Phantom.
She
Let's
thought,
see.
yeah, she thought that she was safe. She thought that that flash position was going to buy her a few more seconds for the run it back, but unfortunately just a bit too far pushed up. Yoki gonna pick up and marry over on the side. That's a really sneaky spot. They wouldn't have expected her to actually still move over towards the spawn, but now that she's in that position, it's just really easy for Ayumi to just get push her instead. Picks
Switching
up
sides.
Yoki, and they're gonna make it 11-1 going into the swap. So not impossible for Mad Army to clutch this one out to try and turn things around. I mean, you're looking at a squad that has girls such as Yoki, such as Muffin. They've been here before. I think it was FSL Valorant Open 4 or 5,
Yes,
where they did end up second in the grand finals, but there was that crazy overtime round. It went to something like 20, 21, 23. It was so long. Like I casted that one. We could have played 2 games, 2 whole games in the amount of overtime that went on. But I mean, Yoki and Muffin, they're no strangers to being in this sort of high pressure situation coming from behind. So we'll see if they can clutch this one out now that we are on the pistol round. Definitely a lot of good pistol shooters on their team.
Mad props to the soldiers of the Mad Army. They're still in this fight, and they're soldiering on. They're not giving up, and they're going to win these duels.
Spike down
A
A.
couple of trades. It's a 2-for-1 though. The spike has been dropped, and that is enough of advantage to allow Yamro to peek out, get a headshot, but it's still a Neri. She's still alive. She's the one that needs to be dropped, and now Ayumi gets the final headshot. 12-1. We are at match point. Oh, this is just
Match point.
ridiculous. On defense, they're aggressive. On attack, they're still hyper aggressive. How do you counter this if you're the Mad Army right now? It's just, I am not sure. I am not sure.
Do you know the Muffin Queen, the Muffin Queen, the Muffin Queen? I wanted to like sing that when Muffin was dropping that 2K, 3K early on. I need to cheer our girl on. Been like watching her for the last half year. Just really supportive.
Yeah.
Whenever they show up, and she usually shows up big. So this is a rough game, but she's doing the best that she can. The entire team is. Oh. Okay, that's great. She doesn't take any splash damage at all from that one, so she is forced to go out. She doesn't have her dash any longer. It looks like it's all systems go for the side of AES. Trying to do, I haven't picked up Jamil over on the top side. Jet is actually still there. You can see she's not really sure if there's someone raiding through the smoke. 4v2 now, though. Phoenix and Jet, the last 2 members still alive. They have to win this round if they want to push that one.
Enemy
No!
Oh,
That was
not
good.
bad. Oh, God.
Attackers win.
Yeah, I'm just picturing the what is it? The meme of the guy crying because the it's a really old meme, but he's like,
There are
no.
you're gonna have to be more specific because there are lots of memes about the guy crying.
All right, I'm gonna go with Darth Vader just shouting no. But yeah, that was super close.
Wow, that endgame screen. That's
Oh, that's
just
a clear.
yeah. That's
distinction.
5 members. All 5 members from Alter Ego Celeste on top in that one. I mean, it happens, you know, when the scoreline is something like a 13-1. Of course, it's kind of gonna inflate your combat score and inflate your KDA a bit. But that was again a very fast-paced game coming out from Alter Ego Celeste. We did see the Bucky a couple of times, but it just looked like, you know, that we've seen a whole bunch of strategies coming out from AE Celeste, but they're good at Bucky. They're good at playing normal. They're good at playing pistol rounds as well. They're also great with that rifle. So there's just really nothing that this team can't do.
It's incredible. I mean, aside from being able to shoot that well, I don't think that Mad Army are bad at shooting. You know, they're super good as well. But it's just the fact that they know how to play tactically. It might be aggressive, but the way that they create space, the fact that they have a Sage player like a Yumi, she knows how to place these walls to wall off places, give her the height advantage, allow for her teammates to sneak into these corners and places where the Mad Army players don't really expect. And at the same time, just using the satchel, using Iceberg's recon bolt to gather information. They're very, very smart players. It's playing the game on a whole other level that no other team in FSL plays at just yet. I mean, it's incredible, the macro plays.
I completely agree, but also huge props to Mad Army and the squad of full 6-tie roster as well. I mean, they're all immortal ranks on the squad. Plus, yesterday they also showed some really good games, especially on Bind. I think they had two like 13-4, 13-3 wins on Bind. They're definitely a very good team. But congrats to Alter Ego Celeste. They are going to be the first team that makes it through to our grand finals, best of a 3 later on today. Mad Army, of course, will still have a chance to fight their way back up to make it into those finals. Since we are playing double elimination, they're going to go down to the lower bracket. Our next match is going to be the lower bracket semifinals. You guys definitely don't want to miss it. We'll see you in just a bit.